What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we are looking at something special, right? We are going to check out a very interesting knife. We see good EDC knives in this channel all the time, right? A proven design that's utilitarian, that works. We see those knives all the time. In a way, you could say it kind of gets a little bit boring. So I try to bring you guys something a little bit special, a little bit of extra sauce. And this is the Spark brand making a debut in the channel. As a matter of fact, this is their first model, and this is the Carry the Spark. This one is launching here towards the end of the month of July. I'll have the specifics here on the screen so you guys can check that out. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. I'll have the link for this one down below to their Kickstarter, and you guys can definitely check that out. But here we go. The Spark, I believe the model on this one is the Spark Spin. Here we go. Spark Spin M390 blade and titanium handle. Check that out. A little bit of English, a little bit of Mandarin, which is of course my native tongue. But anyways, here we go. Let's take a look at the Spark Spin. And right off the bat, man, this thing is looking pretty epic. So here we go, guys. I want you all to have an open mind, because you'll be like, oh, you know, some of those things are a gimmick, Miguel. Why do you need that on a knife? And I'm like, well, you kind of don't, but you know, again, most knives out there are pretty much the same. So it's a whole sea of knives you could choose from, and a lot of them don't have anything unique going on for them. So this one definitely has something unique going for it. We're about to check it out here together, find out what the Spark Spin is all about. And the first thing that I'm drawn to, by the way, I'm not sure if you've seen some shorts here on the channel or not, but definitely have this gear right here, gear situation going on there. And oh man, look at that. Already kind of satisfying the little, you know, fidget monster inside of me. So check that out. Nice. I could fidget with that all day. It looks like it has maybe a lock button. Ooh, there we go. If you slide this thing back, it allows you to freely spin it. There you go, like that. Well, that's pretty good. Now, if you're into fidget, right? Fidget toys. So there's so many fidget toys out there. And honestly, here's a little bit of news. I actually got into knives because I went down the rabbit hole of fidget toys, and then I discovered knives could be fidgety. So that's why I'm here. Fast forward 3 years later, here I am. So when you combine now a knife, which is something I'm absolutely falling in love with, has been the backbone of this channel, with a little bit of fidgety nature on it, I mean, I'm sold. I am all in. So really digging that. I like the little kind of bronze looking look to it, a little bit of anodization, kind of anno blue going on there as well. Digging that also. Check that out. Then we got the titanium bit itself. Got quite a bit going on here. We got some speed holes up there. We got some lines going on there and there as well. Some cutouts here also, right? Take a look at that, right? Even on the part with the little gear, right? We have some additional milling going on. So as far as personality goes, right? Check out the pivot situation with the kind of inset pivot color. That's looking unique. Haven't seen that much. Right, this guy's going to be a frame lock, of course. We have a pocket carry clip, which is not reversible, about this much into the pocket. And it looks like we have T6 screws back there, T6 on the frame lock, and then TA on the pivot, non-captive. Something to keep in mind. But yeah, that being said, guys, let's spin our way over to the blade, right? So, by the way, another interesting thing, we have very nice, little stealthy way to hide a lanyard solution back there. Absolutely digging that. And by the way, that is part of the back spacer, which also has the Spark branding on there. Kind of looks pretty subtle, right? Not too, you know, not too bad. And they kind of did it in an almost matching color to the handle as well. They could have made it black or something, so that's looking pretty tight as well. And by the way, it came with two little patches right here, Velcro patches. One has the outline of the knife. The other one has the Spark logo as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. But without further ado, guys, if you're ready, I'm ready. It looks like we can do front flipper, thumb deployment. Which one are we going to go first? Let's go ahead and send it with the Mohawk looking front flipper, which has tons of jimping going all the way around. So here we go. Ooh, okay. That was a pretty satisfying front flipper deployment there. Let's give the blade a nice little wipe here. All right, let's go ahead and do the disengagement. Okay, nice disengagement. A little bit of a shake shutter. Oh man, come on now. That front flipper is going to be money. Money! All right, that's feeling pretty good. Thumb deployment. Oh, come on, just as you would expect. Pretty good thumb deployment there. And the knife itself, we'll do a weight check in a bit, but it has you know, a good solid, decent amount, you know, weight to it. Not too heavy, not too light, but you know, definitely feels nice in hand. Also has this sort of cyberpunk sort of steampunk. There we go. Steampunk looking aesthetics to it, which I absolutely dig. And this is their first model. I wonder what it will look like when they make a larger model of this. It's going to look pretty good. Now, I will say this. The reverse flick is kind of in a spot where it's a little bit difficult to get at with the meat of my middle finger instead of the nail. Yeah, very difficult to nail deploy. And then I do have to use the meat of my middle finger. Not the most preferable way. So I'm going to stick with thumb deployment and that awesome Mohawk front flipper all day, every day. So reach around, absolutely. Slide out the index finger. Oh man, come on. So that counts like 3 different deployment options there in my book. So definitely has even the fidget factor on the deployment methods as well. Minus the reverse flick. That's about the, my least favorite, but all the other ones are pretty good. Now, as for the blade, we have, let's get a 5x zoom here. We got a beautiful drop point blade with a switch there. A little bit of belly here, flat grind, satin finish going on. We did say this is M390. Future me slapped the HRC on the screen there. And I think there's no denying, guys, right? There's no denying that this thing is an absolute looker. But yeah, it looks really, really nice drop point blade with a nice little sharpening choil situation here. So that's also nice and appreciated. Looks like you wouldn't develop a smile up until about where my nail's touching the blade. So there you go. And as far as the ease of access here, very nice and easy to disengage the frame lock. I'm gonna get you a 5x zoom here. We have about a 35% or so, maybe closer to 40, somewhere closer to that middle point. On the lockup right there, we'd have a steel insert for steel on steel contact, right, for long-term longevity. And again, we have a tad bit of more access from the show side, and also a nice little chamfer here on the lock bar itself. So very nice and easy to disengage all day, every day. Absolutely digging that. By the way, the D10 experience feels pretty good there. Not too stiff, not too light. Right, I'm digging it. Now for the ergos, right, I got, it is going to be a smaller EDC, right? There's no hiding that. It is going to be a smaller EDC knife. We'll do some size comparisons here in a moment, but maybe with a forward choke a little bit here, right, past this curvature there, and that feels good. I'm able to get a full 4-finger grip that way. Also, the jimping on the blade there is good. All in all, it also has some thickness to it, so it does feel pretty thick there, right? Definitely gives you something to grip. I have average size hands, not the biggest of hands, not the smallest of hands, as you guys probably already know. And yeah, I'm able to get a full purchase. If you have big old bear paws, this one model perhaps might not be for you. And again, this is only their first model. I'm curious to see what they come up with next, because I feel like as long as they implement this steampunk aesthetics and the fidget factor on a knife, and they keep bringing cooler, nice designs to the market, once they make something bigger, yeah, absolutely will be pretty nice and easy to own, and nice to own on a knife collection, especially if you're a knife enthusiast, right? If you're just a knife user, you're not necessarily an enthusiast, you don't collect, maybe this might not speak to you as much. But if you're definitely a knife collector, a knife enthusiast, then yeah, this is definitely something that will perhaps more than likely speak to you for sure. So size comparison time, let's see where this one lands here next to some of the typical knives in the channel. I'm gonna give you some of the largest ones right here, MSI and Stitch from Microtech. You can see the sheer size difference right there is quite a bit. Got the PM2 and the Para 3 from Spyderco, right? Those are going to be larger as well. Demco 8020.5 and the Kumbu Chat. Civivi Vision FG. Now on the budget end of things, the Kaiser Meltol. And again, I'm just letting you all see it for yourself, because it's pretty obvious where this one comes in at size-wise. I do have content on all these knives in the channel, and by the way, they're all linked down below if you guys want to check out prices, availability, and variants. It does help out the channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you and at zero extra cost, right? There is the Porcupine from Vosteed and the CGRB Pyrite Light. Hopefully you own some of these, right? I'll give you more or less a ballpark where this one lands. But with that being said, I'm going to give you some quick stats for my nerds out there. And then we're going to do our, of course, obligatory scientific cutting test. But this one's going to be about 6 1/4. Overall size, we're looking at a 2.5-inch blade with a 2.5 cutting path and a handle. Let's see, handle length of 3.75, right? As far as the blade stock thickness on this one, we have 0.12. Which is about the average in the channel. Thickness on the handle here, we have good accurate reading right there, 0.51, which is very close to the average 0.5 or 1/2 inch here in the channel. And last but not least, let's get a quick weight on this bad boy here. I did mention, right, for the smaller size, you definitely feel the premium weight on it from the titanium and everything. Now we do have, I want to say, a little bit of milling on the inside, not a ton, but you can see like a cutout right here. There's a cutout right there as well, you know, even with the little milling pill shape holes as well. Stress relief cutout is on the outside, and then there is a little bit more milling towards the front, like in here. You see a little bit of milling there, and also on this side, along with the, you know, speed holes on the, not the show side, but the back side. But I mean, a very interesting knife nevertheless. So weight wise, I'm gonna go 3.5. 3.5 is where I'm at. Could be more, could be less. How about 3.7, guys? 3.7 ounces, that's pretty good. 104 grams, right? So I'm talking about. So yeah, that's actually pretty good for a premium knife, right? You got titanium, we got some additional bits and pieces here. So absolutely digging that weight. Not too heavy, not too light. EDC knife much heavier than this one and much lighter than this one. So for me, it doesn't really move the needle anyway. So good size and good weight for EDC through and through. But you already know we're about to get scientific with it here. I have a piece of textbook paper here. I'm about to do a 5x zoom to see what this M390 can do. Oh yeah, definitely digging into that paper right away, guys. Now for some full slices. Oh man, come on. Oh, come on now. Look at that. Yeah, absolutely digging it right there. Boom, bam, bada boom. Even comes with sound effects and whatnot. And I got a single wall piece of cardboard here, nothing fancy. Cutting at a diagonal angle for better performance. Oh yeah, absolutely slicing through that cardboard pretty well as you would expect. And you guys be the judge right there. Rate this thing on a scale from 1 through 10. 10 being the sharpest. You all let me know. Well, there you guys have it. That is a quick overview, raw first impressions on the Spark Spin from the Spark brand. It is their new model from what I understand, and a brand new brand making a debut here in the channel. So they have a Kickstarter going on. Everything is linked down below for this knife and every other knife you saw in this video. Those help out the channel when you use those links, but that is entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. So a couple of things I just wanted to clarify, because I know I'm going to see this in the comment section. Oh, it has a gimmick, Miguel. I don't like it. Or, oh, what's the point? You know, guys, here's the point. The point is we see the same old knife designs, the same old boring knife materials and knife designs all the time. There's only so many different ways you can combine a blade and a handle, right? And, you know, in my case, and some of you guys have probably been in the hobby for some time as well, I have looked at hundreds of, if not thousands of knives by this point now in the last 3 years of making content. And it can get pretty boring at times, right? We're seeing the same old stuff, same old bland designs with the same non-innovative technology or engineering or what have you. But, you know, when companies try a little bit, they just put a little bit of effort, right? Do something different, try to innovate, try to add, you know, some sort of unique factor to their knives. That is a win in my book, and I'm all here for it. So absolutely digging the little ratchet wheel right here as a fidget little addition to the knife. And it definitely scratches an itch for me. Like I said, I got into knives because of fidget toys. I came across a few of Accessorize Me fidget toys shorts, and then next thing you know, I discover a fidget knife short from Metal Complex, and the rest is history, and I am here now. So 3 years later, I'm making knife content, absolutely enjoying knives, and now combining a little bit of fidgetiness to the knife. I mean, a lot of you guys, I don't know about you, but I often, you know, I sit there and fidget my knife while watching a movie with my wife, or, you know, what have you, watching a Netflix show, right? So you still get all the fidgety factors from the different deployment options, but you also get an additional little bit of satisfying clickety-clacky, and I absolutely dig it for that. So definitely love it. I think that is a win. I wish that more knives kind of did something similar, cyberpunk, or not cyberpunk, but steampunk sort of theme. Absolutely kind of dig that a lot. Kind of add an interesting touch to the knives that we see all the time. And again, even if this knife is not for you, I can guarantee you there are knife enthusiasts out there, there are knife collectors out there that are going to be all over this knife. So have an open mind, right? If it speaks to you, great, welcome aboard. We are automatically BFFs for life. If it doesn't speak to you, that is okay, right? It's okay to not like what everybody else likes, and maybe you might come around down the line, who knows? But I definitely like what they're doing here. They're doing something unique, they're doing something different, and I absolutely dig it 1000%. I'm excited for what their brand has in store, what other designs they're going to come up with, what their future looks like. Absolutely digging it, right? This one, of course, is made overseas in China, in case you didn't already know or I didn't already mention. And a quick disclaimer, this video is sponsored, but the brand didn't tell me what to say, and they also haven't seen this video up until I publish it. So still my own opinion through and through at the end of the day, but your boy's got to pay some bills. That being said, guys, if you made it to the end, you're awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here until the end. I appreciate and love every single one of you. We're almost 25,000 subscribers strong here, and I couldn't be more grateful for all your love and support. Take care, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.